It's time for Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock.
Welcome back to Declare Your Independence with me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, where we have, Cairo, Phoenix, has very similar climate, except we don't get an ocean, dang it. Well, we have Amin Mahmoud on, and I apologize for not being able to pronounce your name correctly, but he's with the Alliance of Egyptian Americans, and there was another organization that you wanted to make sure got mentioned. What was that?
Yes.
There was another organization you were with. What was the name of that organization?
Egyptian Association for a Change, USA.
And the question that I have for you now is that I want to preface this a little bit so you understand, the context. The young people, I'm getting the impression, the more and more I talk to different people, that the young people in Cairo we would see them a lot more. I don't know if the word is westernized, but some people that we would feel comfortable with, that they have the same kind of clothing, they watch the same kind of movies, their entertainment is the same, they associate with their friends and elders and parents and so on very similarly as how Americans would. They just have a different culture. So I want to know, when I have a young individual from Cairo and he's holding up a sign and it says, "We know the truth," I want to know what it is, that the truth that they're trying to say that they know. What would the truth be?
They know the truth that this government in Egypt now is no longer represent them. They really calling for liberal government. A majority of these people, as you mentioned, wearing Western, and so we all grow up wearing Western clothes and so on. In Egypt in particular, Egypt to be the advanced country, but lately in the last 30 years under Mubarak become a hell for a lot of people, and they would like to get out of that.
Okay, let me make another point. That very thing, Iraq was considered very secular and very westernized and very modern and very educated and very a lot of things. And now we got a big, giant, humongous military base there, or embassy. We have a lot of dead Iraqis. We have, a rise of Islamic fervor and rhetoric. And I'm wondering, in Egypt, are we getting to the threat that we may accomplish the same thing? That we, would get them to be polarized, and you have the religious individuals trying to take power, and that being fostered by U.S. policy? Are we causing that to happen?
Okay, I will say regarding Iraq, it's caused by United States involvement, really. The way they involve in Iraq make it chaos, and until now is not settled.
No, agreed. And I'm worried that the same kind of thing is going to happen to Egypt.
No, in Egypt now United States is still playing a game with Mubarak. They try to keep him in power, and they say something today, and tomorrow they change it, or they play in both sides, which doesn't work because people understand. When you say the sign, we understand all the games they try to do to continue the same status quo with some figure reforms in the last minute, In the last minute now, after 30 years, we've been begging him to have a vice president as example, yes? And last week he appointed vice president, and the vice president now talking and running everything. That's something, it cannot work like that. It cannot work in the last minute.
No. We recognize that too. We knew he was just a tool of the West. We get it. But, we have now on our webpage a story where U.S. Marines are saying that multiple platoons are heading to Egypt of United States soldiers right now.
Yeah, that will be a disaster. They will not involve, I believe, or I hope, because it will be disaster for United States in the area. Egypt is the largest Arab state, and Egypt is not even Iraq. Egypt have 80 million. Iraq was 25 million. Egypt is 83 million. Egypt will not accept involvement from any outside country, United States or any, and they will be considered as an occupation, and all that to save somebody's bride or some individual because they want their interest. American interest can be only with the democratic Egypt, not with the dictator in Egypt.
Well, what are we looking at a difference between the Bush administration and Obama and Hillary Clinton and so on? Do the people in Cairo and Egypt see that there is a difference or there's no difference and it's the same policy? I mean,
No.
what are you looking at?
No, in a matter of fact, it's the same policy, in my opinion. United States always maintain a same foreign policy, especially in the Middle East. They never changed that. When Obama came, he tried to have a cosmetic change, but he did not. Bush called for democracy, and he never followed up with it also. And then Obama came and talked about stability. And stability or democracy they're talking about for the last 70 years after the Second War until today, the policy of the United States in the Middle East is deceiving the American people. They never really deal fairly in the Middle East. You can solve a lot of problems if we be fair and will deal in the Middle East fairly, not supporting dictators. We don't support that. We don't want to support dictators. If we, United States, here I am an American citizen as well, we support the principles of the United States. Why you support dictators in the Middle East and say that my interest is with the dictator? Your interest is better for the long run with the democratic Egypt. You will have a liberal democratic Egypt which you can deal with and have your interest. Unless the United States is afraid of democracy. They might be afraid of democracy, and that's my view now. They're afraid of dealing with somebody who will tell them no. They want somebody to say
No.
yes,
You're right.
yes.
You're absolutely. You're understanding what a lot of people here in the United States understand also. We look at our federal government right now, might as well just put a Mubarak face on them. Okay, same thing. Now they may, wear shinier ties.
Not that much, Ernest. Not that bad.
Hey,
don't torture, they don't kill.
I don't deal in degree, okay? Either they're people that are telling me what I must or cannot do, or they're not, and they are. So the amount of how much pain I got to put up with and how, roughly they frisk me at the airport and how much they grab my groin and how much they stop me on the highway and how much they drag out my family and inspect me on the interstate and look in my trunk and do it. How much they do that is not the point. It's that they do it. And they're going to increase doing it. And it's going to get worse. You already live under such oppression. I don't want to, and I'm going that direction. Can you see that we see it coming?
Yes, and then I don't want to talk about the United States for now. Really, let me concentrate on Egypt.
Well, this is the point. The reason why I wanted to bring this up.
Yes,
I want to help. We are sending packages of information. We have a lot of people, guests that have been on this program. And the reason I asked you the questions that I have is that we have been involved in the love-olution here, the Ron Paul love-olution, where we're like, look, we're not for violence. We're not for doing. We just want to be left alone. We want to be able to have the concept that we own ourselves, and we're willing to share that with the youth in Cairo. So we're sending Cato Institute has Arabic translations of the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights, and we're sending hundreds of those. We're sending hundreds of the Philosophy of Liberty DVDs. We're sending hundreds of, and if you have a place for us to send them, we'll send you an email. Please, give us where you think these would do some good, because what we're working on is changing an entire culture. Changing the concept that not that we just need a better kind of ruler, is that we're allowed to rule ourselves. And that's the question that I have for you, that you have these young people in Cairo. The reason I phrase my questions the way I have is I don't want to, think that I support them just saying, we're going to vote for you to give us more stuff. We're going to have more social net. We're going to take from those that have and redistribute it. That's not what I'm looking to do.
No, we don't want that either, and the young people don't want that. They never ask for any redistribution of wealth. They want people not to steal, not to be corrupt, and everybody can do it on their own. We believe that God give everybody power. They can deal with it, and they can make their living under their own. We don't look who's poor or rich. That exists in the world, and we appreciate that. But everybody can build themselves by themselves.
Excellent. And we want to help. We're going to be in contact with you and let you know what we're doing as this project is going to send off in less than a week. So you make sure you look at your emails, and we'll be in contact. Thanks for coming on. Amin Mahmoud from Alliance of Egyptian Americans. Thanks for spending time with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Ernest. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You bet. Uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. Readers of freedomsphoenix.com are constantly provided the information that detail the real news between the lines of propaganda about government policies and the true relationship we all have with coercive governments. Learn the true condition of our economy, innovations and technological breakthroughs in energy, health, computer science, and space travel. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media, the media that is so last century. Corporate media has evolved into nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but we now have a fantastic alternative. FreedomsPhoenix.com provides constant news updates on the issues that affect our lives in the most important ways. Our liberty and our property are under constant attack, and FreedomsPhoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda while encouraging the participation of our readers. Join us at FreedomsPhoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, Phoenix.com. FreedomsPhoenix.com, where the revolution between the ears has already matured.